boy. Jay Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy. Before you end up like busy, make sure y'all follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. You know what I'm saying? Why is everybody talking about, you know what I'm saying, fails reactions? We would do fails reactions tomorrow. Matter of fact, I have not done fails reactions in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for bringing it back to my mind. We would do fails reactions tomorrow. So make sure y'all tune in, but I already got something in play. So, you know, when I have things in play, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm going to just do what I got to do today. You know what I'm saying? But fails reactions, it will come back tomorrow, man. I appreciate y'all for bringing that back to my mind. But oh my God, good God almighty dog. You know what I'm saying? What the freak is going on in the NFL, bro? Why is every team firing their head coach? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? I did not see this coming at all. I definitely didn't see John getting fired. But this right here, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have, like, for me, I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, bro, if I was a college coach, bro, Kirk Cinetti, whatever, bro, if I was a college coach, bro, this is like your break. Bro, you in life, it's always about progressing. So when it comes to college coaches, bro, this will be the time where I would try to go to the NFL. You're going to a Bills team that's stable. You got a Ravens team open. You got a Steelers team open. Bro, this is the time for college coaches to try to go to the next level. Because I promise you, this is not happening again. This ain't happening again. You got 3 jobs, the Steelers, the Ravens, and the freaking Bills. That's automatic. You got Josh Allen at quarterback, Lamar Harden, and the Steelers. I don't know about the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is, man, college coaches, man, your agents need to be on the phone, man. You need to be going to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Because this is never happening again. But this is crazy that the Bills actually fired, you know what I mean, my boy Sean McDermott for players' mistakes. And that's happening a lot. You know what I mean? John Harbaugh, he get blamed for a field goal kicker missing a kick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess people be thinking that these coaches God, where they can just control the game. You know what I'm saying? But how is he to blame for the Bills losing against the Broncos? You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the reason why Josh Allen fumbled 2 times and threw an interception. He wasn't the reason why James Cook fumbled. You know what I'm saying? But he get fired? That junk is crazy to me, bro. You know what I mean? They act like coaches can control. They act like this Madden. You know what I'm saying? They act like this freaking Madden, bro. You know? He ain't. What he do to get fired? What'd he do?
Breaking news in the CBS Sports HQ. The Buffalo Bills are firing head coach.
This is crazy.
McDermott. That's the latest from our NFL insider, Jonathan Jones.
Freaking crazy, bro.
Closes the books on McDermott's 9 years in Buffalo, where he went 98-50, but was unable to get the Bills to a Super Bowl. The Bills are coming off of that heartbreaking OT loss to the Broncos in the divisional round of the playoffs. JJ also reporting that GM Brandon Beane will be retained.
Okay.
So take a look at that.
So this is, man, I ain't gonna lie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 head coaching jobs available. Now Sean McDermott is the top head coaching candidate. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I feel like the Ravens is gonna try to get him. Even the Ravens or the Steelers, I don't see Sean McDermott trying to go anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? The Ravens or the Steelers definitely gonna try to get him. You know what I'm saying? Or the Browns. You know what I'm saying? With Shadur Sanders, you never know. It's really up to him. But Sean McDermott is definitely, you know what I mean, definitely the best candidate. If he would have got fired just like John would have been first, and then Sean McDermott would have been second. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, bro, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Raiders, the Dolphins, the Browns, the Titans, the Cardinals. I think the Dolphins just signed Packers defensive coordinator to the head coaching job. So they're X'd out. You know what I'm saying? But Cardinals, Titans, Browns, Raiders, and Ravens and Steelers, bro, need to be calling Sean immediately.
Head coaching carousel.
I mean immediately.
Have been filled. Another one has now entered the chat in the Bills with the firing of Sean McDermott. So the silly season certainly is just now beginning to heat up in the NFL.
It's crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like this, bro.
We now continue that conversation and bring in JJ. Damien Harris still here with us.
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro, and I gotta confront something right quick. Hey, bro, you been pissing me off, and I'm gonna go and say that, bro. Like the way you speaking on Alabama, bro, I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. You know, I don't know if CBS telling you to do that, bro, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. You speak nothing but bad about Alabama, bro. You know you was an Alabama alumni, right? You know you went to Alabama, bro. I'm like, bro, I rarely see this man right here speak anything positive about Alabama, bro. Like even after the Oklahoma game, like bro wasn't giving no credit. So I don't know if you sold out. I don't know, man. But bro, I ain't never seen no Alabama alumni, and I see Trent Richardsons, I see the AJ McCarrons, the Mark Ingrams, I see all the Alabama greats. You know what I'm saying? All the Alabama alumni. I just never see them talk like you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it pisses me off how you be talking about Alabama, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't be being real about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know, bro. You just be on that weird junk Alabama, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the freak going on with Damien Harris, bro, but somebody better check him.
JJ, shocking.
That's all I'm saying, bro. It's like you low-key hating, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't you speaking no real, because you ain't speaking real. You talking about we ain't deserve to be in the playoffs. How? How we ain't deserve to be in the playoffs? Like, you saying stuff like that, bro, that's hating junk, bro. We ain't deserve to be in the playoffs because we lost to Georgia, bro. You know what I'm saying? We played an extra game. You know what I mean? How we ain't deserve to be in the playoffs, but Notre Dame deserve to be in the playoffs? JMU deserve to be in the playoffs, huh? They deserve to be in the playoffs, but we don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And then after we win, bro, you wasn't giving no credit for real. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, you just be on that weird jump, bro.
Bit weren't expecting this to happen right now.
Nick Saban had to call him out, bro.
The timing standpoint of it, what can you tell us about
all that hating junk you doing, bro?
Right here.
Better shut the freak up.
What I'll tell you is,
shut your dang mouth.
The last couple of weeks, I've been trying to figure out, hey, if there is playoff failure, if you don't get the job done in the postseason, when there is not a Patrick Mahomes or a Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson on the AFC side of the bracket, will Sean McDermott remain as head coach of the Buffalo Bills? Couldn't really get a great answer on that. And we see now why.
Why?
You look at his record, of course, 98-50 in the regular season, perennial playoff contenders, but 8 wins, 8 losses in the playoffs is just not going to get it done. And, Terry Pagula, the owner of the Buffalo Bills, making this move, has been very close with Sean McDermott. And I say has been, probably still is. This had to be a very difficult decision for the owner of the Buffalo Bills.
So who you finna get? You know what I'm saying? Who you finna get? You know what I mean? Because if you blame this playoff loss on Sean McDermott, I don't know what to say, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say. Josh Allen, James Cook needs to be held accountable. This was not on Sean McDermott at all. But, hey, he going to get another job. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I'm not going to do is blame a head coach for player mistakes. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's out of his control. You know what I mean? He did what he can do. He put Josh Allen in a position to win, had multiple chances to win. That mother effer right there fumbled 2 times. He threw a pick. You know what I'm saying? James Cook fumbled. What they got to do? James Cook don't fumble. They possibly go up 14-3. What the freak Sean McDermott? What he got to do with them turning over the ball? You don't turn over the ball, you win the game. You head into the AFC Championship. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. I just don't understand. So who you going to get? Who you going to get? You fired Sean McDermott. Who the freak you going to get now? Tell me who you going to get. I want to know. I want to know you're going to get better than Sean McDermott. Because I don't see no coaching candidate better than Sean. But, oh, man, since Mike Tomlin stepped down, since the Ravens fired John Harbaugh, we might as well do it too, huh?
Sean McDermott, but
dumbest owner I ever seen in my life.
Felt that he had to make because he has who I believe he believes to be the best quarterback, maybe even the best player in the NFL.
Nah, he's not.
Why
he's
aren't
not.
the Bills competing for Super Bowls? Why aren't they at least getting to the Super Bowl and finally getting over that hump with the talent that they have assembled there? And we certainly can get into the roster configuration. Again, General Manager Brandon Beane is not going
That's Sean McDermott's fault.
He will remain there and help lead the head coaching search. But a huge opening.
That's Sean McDermott's fault right there.
Here in Buffalo,
arguably
the best job available when you consider you can coach that man right there, Josh Allen.
JJ, I want to pose this over to Damien first and have you piggyback after that, JJ, because the reaction, Damien, that you gave when we reported that Brandon Beane will be retained as the GM, given the convos that we've had and everything, does that seem shaky, iffy? What does that make you want to say, given what your body's saying?
It makes me want to do exactly what I'm doing right here, because I understand the conversation.
I said, Damien Harris.
Why are you not?
Watch your mouth, G.
Josh Allen, why are you not competing for Super Bowls every year?
Hey, man, look, I'm not finna keep repeating myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying, okay? Previous years. I mean, bro, the man was going against Patrick Mahomes dang near every time, and Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? You act like that's an easy task. Not an easy task, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's going against all-time greats. But this year, why are you not competing? Like, bro, did you watch the game yesterday, Damien Harris? You go Damien Harris saying some dumb joke. Did you watch the same game I watched? You know what I mean? Like, what the freak, bro?
Regardless of if Lamar's in the playoffs, regardless of if Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, at some point you should be able to knock off Patrick Mahomes. Like, we see those two as...
Oh, yeah, that's easier said than done. You know what I mean? Very easy. Not only Patrick Mahomes, but you're talking about Andy Reid, one of the greatest head coaches to ever. So that's easier said than done. You know what I mean? You should be able to knock off. Yeah, that's easier said than done. Yeah, you can say that. That's easy to say. When you got a mastermind like Andy Reid, and then you got one of the best coaches, best freaking quarterbacks of all time behind that center, it's a different story. It's easier to say it than do it.
Two best in the league right now. You should be able to get him on a day when he gets you on a day. I understand that conversation. I want to talk about the fact that what help. Now, I know he had Stephon Diggs. I'm talking about drafting guys, developing guys like Keon Coleman, who they were enamored by, who Brandon Beane, the GM, the entire front office staff fell in love with from an interview, from the
cookies,
the jokes, the laughs, and etc. And that doesn't pan out. That's a weapon that would have helped Josh Allen win.
Okay, so just because that mother effer turned out to be sorry, you can't make somebody good, bro. You can't make somebody great. They gotta want it. Everything starts from within. I just hear a whole lot of people that just don't have accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like it's an accountability problem. So you gonna blame Sean because that mother effer sorry? You know what I'm saying? Does he want to eat cookies? I mean, Sean can't make you work. Sean can't make you be great. You feel me? He sucked because he sucked. He BJ because he BJ. What they got to do with Sean? You know what I'm saying? What they got to do with Sean? I mean, bro got benched for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Clear as day, bro don't love the football game. It's clear as day, bro don't love football. He love his cookies more than he love football. You know what I mean? That mother effer sorry. You know what I mean? But that's on Sean McDermott. You feel me? That's on Sean, right? How about these players start taking accountability for them? You know what I mean? Start taking accountability for you. Sean McDermott ain't the reason you sorry. Boy, you sorry because you sorry.
That's so that I'm very confused by this for a lot of reasons, especially because McDermott and Beane have been connected for a long time. We talked about, they go way back to Carolina days when people don't even remember they were in Carolina. This relationship has gone, they followed each other everywhere. And I think that a lack of success for Sean McDermott also falls on the shoulders of Brandon Beane, the way he drafts, the way he's orchestrated the team, the way that they have been able to develop these guys. So if anything, I think both of these guys deserve the blame because they're always on the same page. They always make decisions together. They see through the same lens. I'm just curious how you let go of McDermott, but you retain Beane. And, you know, we want to talk about Pagula's relationship with McDermott. How does this, what strain or stress does this put on the relationship of McDermott and Beane?
I think it's a completely fair point that you're making, Damien, and it's one that I think a lot of folks, not just in Buffalo, but around the league, would certainly make as well. You're right to point out that they came together from Carolina, got to know each other there when Sean McDermott was defensive coordinator. Brandon Beane was working his way up through the front office, and then they go to Buffalo essentially together, staggered by a few months. And you would think that Sean McDermott's success is Brandon Beane's success,
yes,
and their one's failure is the other's failure. That's completely fair. What I would say, generally speaking, in the NFL, and we have seen this play out even this year with general managers, is they typically are even closer to the owner than the head coach. They talk more with the owner. They get the owner's okay on a lot of things. You know, Sean McDermott doesn't have to get Terry Pegula's okay when he's going to challenge or not challenge a play. He doesn't have to get Terry Pegula's okay when he wants to call a timeout or run a certain play, right? But when Brandon Beane is drafting a certain player or making a free agency move, he can walk the owner through that decision, and then the owner can sort of own that as his own decision as well, right? Well, I could have put a stop to it if I wanted to. And so I'm speaking very generally across the NFL, why general managers typically, when both could go, general managers typically stay longer than head coaches. That is usually the reason, because Terry Pegula would believe that whatever failures were made on the personnel side, he was very involved in that. But coaching wise, and if you believe in this roster, as clearly Terry Pegula does, as clearly Brandon Beane does, you'd think that, well, if we just change the coach, surely we can get to the Super Bowl.
So let's go down that aisle of changing the coach for Buffalo. Do you think that will be enough to change the tides of the way things gone in Buffalo, Damien?
I don't care who the coach is. You wasn't winning that game yesterday. Point blank, period. I don't care if the coach, man, I don't care if the coach, I don't care if it's Nick Saban, I don't care who it is. I don't care who coached it. You ain't winning that game yesterday. You ain't winning it yesterday. Point blank, period. Every coach, you know what I'm saying? Every coach in America, every coach in history would have lost that game yesterday because it wasn't on the coach. You know what I mean? You made a very big mistake, Bills. You know what I'm saying? Made a very, very big mistake. My favorite quarterback, you know what I'm saying, is Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? Patrick Mahomes is my favorite quarterback of all time. You know what I mean? Not just in the NFL, but of all time.
Maybe you could try to trade for Mike Tomlin, see if he actually wants to sit or if he wants to coach right now. You have Joe Brady there as your offensive coordinator. Maybe if you would have waited a little bit, you could have had Harbaugh. Or if Harbaugh would have waited, you could have had him. But what?
And look, Harbaugh good where he at. You know what I'm saying? Best believe that. He good where he at. You know what I'm saying? So don't even bring up John no more. 5-year, $100 million contract. He good, bro. So don't bring him, you know what I'm saying, into your discussion. Don't do that, man. You know what I'm saying? He got a job. He's good. You know what I'm saying? Todd McConnell, he making moves. You know what I'm saying? He's off the market. So no need to bring a John name up. Don't bring his name up again. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Don't bring up John name again, bro. You feel me? Bring up Mike Tomlin. Bring up Mike McDaniels. Bring up other candidates. You know what I mean? But don't bring up John in this, bro. You know what I'm saying? John already got a job. Bring up that little offensive coordinator. Bring him up. But don't bring up John again. Or it's going to get serious.
If he wants to coach right now, you have Joe Brady there as your offensive coordinator. Maybe if you would have waited a little bit, you could have had Harbaugh.
But they didn't wait.
But what's the right move here, you think?
Well, so you just mentioned something that I think is very, very important in all of this. What happens with Joe Brady now? Does he take this head coaching job? Does he get interviewed for this head coaching job? Or does he end up somewhere else? And then my question is, if Sean McDermott is retained, is he able to keep Joe Brady? Why is this important? Why am I bringing up Joe Brady? It's because of his relationship with 17, his relationship with Josh Allen. When they got rid of, what was I forget the name of our coordinator that we had back before. He went to Cleveland.
Ken Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey. Whenever they got rid of Ken Dorsey, a big problem of that was he didn't call the plays that Josh Allen liked. They couldn't get on the same page for an offensive game plan or how they wanted to run the offense or the freedom that Josh got in that. Joe Brady, he turns the keys over to Josh. He lets Josh have full creative control on the offensive side of the ball. I know that because I was there for a year. I saw it. So how is that part of the equation? If you lose Joe Brady, how does that affect 17? Because I can tell you this much also, 17, as much as he sat in the locker room and talked about, man, I let our guys down, I bet for a split second he thinks to himself, am I the reason why McDermott got fired? Am I the cause of this? Because when it all comes down, everything falls on the shoulders of Josh Allen. We haven't been able to get it done. Now, to get back to the coaching situation, I just had to throw that out because I'm very enamored by what's going to happen with Joe Brady. There's a lot of good options out here. I would have loved to have seen John Harbaugh in this position, coaching Josh Allen.
I'm just, he's with Dart now. I don't understand why, he keeps getting brought up. Like that is the illusion I'm talking about. Why does he keep getting brought up when he literally signed a 5-year, you know what I'm saying, a 5-year, $100 million contract. I don't understand. I don't want to hear his name brought up again, bro. How many times do I got to keep repeating myself, Damien Harris? Damien Harris, you're already on a thick line. You're on a thin line between love and hate. You know what I'm saying? On a thin line between love and hate. Stop bringing up my head coach, man. Better bring up some Brian Dable. You know what I mean? Bring up them other head coaching. I would have loved to see John with Josh. I'm tired of you just keep on bringing up John, man. You know what I'm saying? John, it's not happening. You know what I mean? So stop bringing up John like it's finna happen. I think he's finna have a press conference tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? My Eagles getting Brian Dable, buddy. Ugh.
Options out here. I would have loved to have seen John Harbaugh in this position, coaching Josh Allen, sharing some of that GM responsibility with Brandon Beane, making some of those roster decisions. I think that would have been a good option, but I think you go and deal with somebody who's used to playing in the cold, who's used to playing in a blue-collar type of market, somebody like Mike Tomlin, just see if he's interested. Just see if he's interested.
Well, I'll tell you.
So there you go right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna keep on, you know what I mean, looking at his face. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, the Bills has fired Sean McDermott. Bills fans, I'm not going to lie. It was the stupidest move I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, John Harbaugh, that move was stupid, but